Tonight's story is about a woman named Amara Collins. Amara was 33 years old, single, unmarried, and painfully tired of waiting. She wasn't desperate because she lacked value. She was desperate because time had become cruel to her. Amara had done everything right. She went to school. She built a career. She stayed respectful. She avoided scandals. But in her society, none of that mattered anymore. What mattered was the empty finger where a ring should be. Every family gathering reminded her. Relatives smiled politely before asking the same question. "So, when will we attend your wedding?" Some asked gently. Others asked mockingly. But all of them reopened the same wound. At night, Amara lay alone in her apartment, staring at the ceiling. She wondered how life moved so fast. Friends were now wives. Wives were now mothers. And she was still waiting. Waiting for love. Waiting for commitment. Waiting for someone to choose her. One afternoon, everything changed. A woman from her workplace, Mrs. Helen, called her aside. "I know someone," Helen said casually. "A very wealthy man. Serious about marriage." Those words lit a fire in Amara's chest. Marriage. Finally. The man's name was Victor Hale. He was successful, respected, and financially comfortable. The kind of man parents approved of instantly. When Amara met him, he was calm and composed. Not overly romantic. Not loud. He spoke like a man who knew what he wanted. They started courting. Victor paid attention to her words. He complimented her maturity. He said he wanted a wife, not games. For the first time in years, Amara felt seen. After a few weeks, Victor invited her over. That evening, he spoke carefully. "Amara," he said, "I want to marry you." Her heart skipped. But then came the sentence that changed everything. "There is one condition," Victor continued. "I need you to get pregnant for me first." Silence filled the room. Amara froze. He explained himself calmly. "I need to be sure you can give me a child," he said. "I've invested in women before and been disappointed." He spoke as though marriage was a business transaction. Amara's heart screamed no. But fear whispered louder. What if she lost him? What if no one else came? What if this was her last chance? Victor assured her. "Once you're pregnant, I will pay your bride price immediately." He promised marriage. He promised security. He promised a future. Against her better judgment? Amara agreed. Weeks later, she stared at a pregnancy test in disbelief. Positive. Her hands trembled as she called Victor. "This is good news," she said nervously. He congratulated her. But something had changed. Victor became distant. His calls grew shorter. His visits became rare. Whenever Amara mentioned marriage, he avoided the conversation. "Let's not rush," he said. "We'll talk." Then one day, he stopped responding. Messages unread. Calls unanswered. Amara went to his house. Security said he was unavailable. She waited. She returned. She begged. Nothing. Reality struck like a slap. Victor was gone. And he had no intention of returning. Amara's world collapsed. She was pregnant. Unmarried. Abandoned. Her dreams shattered in silence. When her family found out, the disappointment was heavy. "How could you agree to that? Didn't we warn you? What will people say?" No one asked how broken she was. Amara cried herself to sleep every night. She cried for the man who lied. She cried for the life she imagined. She cried for the shame she felt. But most of all, she cried because she felt trapped. She considered her options. Running away. Hiding. Ending the pregnancy. But each time she touched her stomach, she hesitated. In the middle of her pain, one truth remained. The child was innocent. Amara chose to keep the pregnancy. Not because she was fearless. But because she refused to destroy one life to fix another. The months that followed were hard. People whispered. Friends disappeared. Judgment followed her everywhere. But slowly, something changed. Amara became stronger. She stopped calling Victor. Stopped waiting for apologies. Stopped hoping for rescue. She learned to stand alone. When her child was born, she cried. Not because she was weak. But because she survived. Victor never returned. No explanation. No responsibility. But Amara learned something powerful. She didn't lose a husband. She lost a liar. This story is not just about Amara. It's about every woman pressured by age. Every woman rushed by society. Every woman convinced to sacrifice dignity for promises. Never trade your self-worth for marriage. Never accept conditions that strip you of respect. A man who truly wants you will not test you with pain. If this story touched you, if it reminded you of someone you know, subscribe to Midnight Confessions. Because some stories are told at night, so others don't make the same mistakes in the morning.